Hello, Flosstube. It's been about a month. I've got some stuff to show, and I just woke up from a nap, so hopefully I'll get in the groove in a second. I really wanted to do this today because I've got a lot of stuff to show you. And hey, buddy, why don't you come here for a second? Yeah, you trying to get over here? I've got a lot of stuff to show and a lot of stuff to tell you. We'll start off with Buster. If you can tell, Buster's belly is shaved. We figured out what's wrong with Buster. We had a lot of tests done. We had blood tests, we had x-rays, we had barium studies, and he's finally feeling better after stomach surgery. So they figured out, it's healed really well, so they figured out that Buster had a lot of babies, and I guess human adults have this, but it's very rare in cats. He had pyloric stenosis, which means his pylorus, his pylorus, which is basically the sphincter muscle between his stomach and his intestines, was or had gotten too thick. And basically it wasn't allowing food to pass through, and he wasn't getting the nutrients he needed. And when he would eat, there was nowhere for it to go, so we were throwing up a lot. As you can see, we're kind of back to ourselves. And basically they just went in and cut that muscle, and hopefully that's going to solve things. He is just over a week out from surgery, about a week and a half now. He has thrown up one time, but after, we looked at it, and this is gross, we looked at it and talking to the doctor, honestly, I feel like he got his appetite back, and he was really overzealous about eating, and he ate too much, because it was different than how he was throwing up before. Before was bad. There's no other way to put it. Before was bad. But he's bright-eyed and happy. He's happy to be home. I'm going to twist you around so you can see how spoiled he is. We're gonna twist. This is how spoiled Buster is by his father since he's gotten home. His mother has also spoiled him, in that there is a bird feeder right outside that window, and right outside the dining room window where his ottoman is. So we're happy to have him home, and we're happy that it wasn't, we were terrified there was some kind of tumor or something like that, but we think he's okay. Okay, Buster news out of the way. Let's talk stitching. I worked on his eyes on the Sparrow for the, all of my Monaga Stitch Mania. I couldn't put it down. So I also worked on it for the entire month of June. And I also worked on it July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. On July 3rd, guess who got a finish? This is Heartstring Samplery. Mine is on the called for, not the called for fabric. I did mine on 36 count Picture This Plus Veldt. I did it in the called for threads, but this one is on a 28 count 1/2. Mine, of course, is a 36 count 2/2. So the colors look more vibrant, and I honestly believe that a lot of the dye lots have changed a good bit since Beth Twist charted and stitched this, or had someone stitch it. I think she stitched this one. The only changes that I made outside of the fabric are I took out the cherubs or the angels and replaced them with other motifs. And I changed the skin tone on Adam and Eve. I used Weeks Dye Works Chickpea, which is already a called for color in this, instead of Terra Cotta, because the dye lot that I had was really pink. But here we go, guys. think I'm all in there. I think you can see all of it. I am so happy to have this done. So happy, in fact, that as soon as I finish filming this, I'm going to run the iron over it again. I'm going to run the cat hair sticky thing over it again, and it's going to the framer. And you guys will see it again once it is fully framed. I mean, there's not even really room for me to hold this up and peek out behind it. It's so big. I mean, can you see this ridiculousness that I'm trying to do at the moment? I'm really happy with it though. This is going to go in our staircase going up to the second floor. So I just keep showing it. I hope you guys want to see it as much as I want to show it. Let's do some close-ups. So, let's see, I put in my initials and the year. Oh, I changed the verse. You know, this is actually called His Eyes on the Sparrow because of the verse. It says, we're supposed to say His eye on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. But Jim and I changed it, Jim's idea, to this. Whatever is done for love occurs beyond good and evil. I put the link for this in my Google Docs in my last video. I'll try to remember to put it down below in this video as well in case anyone is interested. But it's just a really fun stitch. I can't even see everything that I'm showing to you guys. Hoping I'm getting it in there. Still showing cross stitch. It's a biggin. Gosh, this is a fun piece to stitch. If you like it, stitch it because you're going to enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to put it away now. Here we go. I'm putting it away. Yet another piece. If you want to see the back, this will be the last time the back will ever be seen because it's going to, is that the back? Yeah, that's the back. So it's going to the framer. That feels like an accomplishment. I also picked a couple of pieces up from the framer. They were having a really good sale about a month ago, right around the time I filmed last time. So I dropped off the Good Housewives Book of Spells. Now this isn't museum glass. I did not get museum glass on these because while I love these two, I think this is just acrylic. And here it kind of sounds plasticky. I know, buddy. Do you want to visit again? Come on up. So glad he's feeling better. It's getting close to his dinner time. I'm sure that's what he's telling you about. So this one, the Good Housewives Book of Spells, it is stitched on a Silkweaver Wexford linen. I did it with the called for threads, except for one of them I did not have, so I used a DMC, but for the most part, these are the called for threads. Oh, and I stitched the black in Anchor Black. Do you like it, Buster? Do you approve? This guy, I'm telling you, he's my buddy, and it was kind of touch and go there for a little while. He had to stay at the vet for 2 days. 2 days he was at the vet. Okay, stop eating your mom. 2 days he was at the vet because he hated being there so much. They thought that he had anesthesia complications when really he just kind of got depressed. He wasn't like really eating. He wasn't getting out from behind his litter box. He wouldn't interact with anybody. He missed his mama. You hear that purr? I'm glad the boy's home. Okay, we got one more framed one to show Buster. This is the Prairie Moon, the red and the black 2. I stitched this years ago and it was just sitting in my finishes. I really love it, so I wanted to get it finished. I think this is done on the called for. I think this is a Lakeside Linen vintage, whatever the really, really dark vintage Lakeside is. I can't remember. I don't know. But instead of red, I did this in a brighter shade of green. Sorry about the glare. Like I said, this isn't museum glass. This is an acrylic, but it'll be fine. I also bought a piece off of eBay that I really, really liked. And I thought it was priced too high. So there was the availability to make an offer. So I made an offer, a lowball offer. That was accepted. With that said, it needs some love. I talked to a local stitching friend who knows some things about needlework preservation. She knows a lot of things about needlework preservation. We talked about some of the things that I should do, and I'll get there, but for right now, this is cross stitch. You can tell up at the top where the backing fabric has gotten damaged, some dirt, and I don't know what all else has gotten in and stains the piece. But let me get back. But it is cross stitch. I love it. It's hanging in my extra bedroom up on the wall. It needs work because it's really loose in the frame. It's been attached onto a wood frame. It needs some love. We'll see. We're chewing on Mom. This is one of our new favorite things. Okay, I also have some more stitching to show. Let's figure out what we're showing next. I started my moth just barely, really not even enough to show. HL's moth, the Magical Moth Sal, barely a start. Really not even enough to show. I was just working on the body of the moth. So I need to get that into a project bag. I got an awesome gift from Lisa in Australia, and I won't show you everything she sent, and I have misplaced part of it. She sent me a really cool pair of scissors with a spider on it. And this is Lisa. I'm kind of covering up her last name even though it's on her card because she's Lisa Loves Stitching on YouTube and Lisa Loves Stitching on Instagram. But what I really, really loved that she sent me is this that she found in an antique store in Australia that she said reminded her of me, so she sent it. This is like a little tablecloth table runner that's stitched. The design is the same on every side. How cool is that? I really like it. I have to figure out what to do with it and how to display it. For now, it's getting folded up. Until I figure that out, I'm going to put it in, I have my grandmother's cedar chest upstairs. And I'm going to put it in there where it's safe. It goes there. I also have done some work on this piece lately. I don't have the front of the chart. This is an emblem of friendship by Blackbird Designs. A friend of mine has already stitched in her initials. I've gotten the vine done. I've got to get the words in. I'm thinking I want the initials to be what really pops. So I have this gray-green for the vine, and I think I'm going to use GAST Carriage Black for the words inside, and then let the initials be whatever vivid color or muted color that people want to use. So I'm going to finish that today. I've got 3 pieces of haul and 1 soon to start. Flying through this, not intentionally. It's just when you only work on 1 piece in a month, it doesn't take long to show it. So I bought this sampler off of eBay. This is the Mary Campbell sampler by Macintosh Samplers. I had seen it once before. I didn't buy it. I kind of regretted it. When I saw it pop up again, I grabbed it. I love a big house. It's old. It's still in the original packaging. I like it. It's going in my collection to be stitched one day. I also have been wanting and meaning to grab Maria Selby Humphrey. So I bought it. Not long after I bought it and received it, I saw Nicole from Nicole's Needlework show where she had it and kitted it up and was talking about fabric in her video. And I told her that when she decided to start it to let me know, because I have the chart now and I have, oddly enough, the same linen that she picked out for it and set with it. And when I made a recent order to 123 Stitch, I grabbed a couple of threads I didn't have already, and they should be here Monday. So I also bought this chart not too long ago because I saw it on sale, and when it came out at market, I think it was last year's market, it didn't really grab my attention, but I looked at it closer and I love it. I'll read you the verse and then I'll show you the chart. There we shall meet again when all our toils are o'er, and death and grief and pain and parting are no more. We shall meet with all our brethren rise and grasp thee in the framing skies. I think that says framing. This is the Anne Emptage sampler, 1845. I might be mangling that. She was 8 when she stitched this. Kind of has a French feel to it. The verse, beautiful border, some floral motifs, a stag, this woman in the garden, these birds, another beautiful bouquet. Her name very small down here. I really like it, and rare is it that I will do one exactly as it is, but this one I think I would do even with her name on it as is. I think it's beautiful. But Milady's needle, if you hear Buster, he's chattering at birds in the dining room. So that is haul. Do I have anything else? Come here. Yeah? Jim picked up a piece of needlework earlier today, and we're deciding what to do with it. It's not really my taste. If my mother does not claim it, it may be a future giveaway. Someone was selling it on Facebook Marketplace here locally for $10. And Jim said that even he was a little offended that it was just $10. This is a professionally framed by Michaels with a silk mat, hand stitched. I'm not sure what this chart is, but it's really pretty. It's on Ada, but it's a really well done piece. And neither of us could bear to see it not get bought by someone that would appreciate it and potentially end up at Goodwill. So Jim bought that. We'll see what we end up doing with it. Future start. If you have not seen already, Diana, It Is Kismet Stitches, is doing a half birthday sale. Her birthday is right around Christmas, so it kind of gets lost in the mix every year. So she was trying to figure out a way to get people to get in on a sale with her that won't get lost in the mix. So we're doing a half birthday. And she's doing Kismas, Kismas, in July, Sal. I think that's the hashtag as I'm pulling my own hair out. And it can be anything Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. Winter. Mine is more wintry. I am going to start one that I love and have been wanting to start for a long time. Heartstring Samplery's Hibernation Day. I love this. It says, I love the snap of winter air and snowflakes on my face. How snow drifts make the world disappear without a trace. I'll take a day dressed in pajamas in a room without a view. If I can spend the day curled up next to you, let's have a hibernation day, me and you. I love this. I love the house and the snowflakes and the deer, and it's so pretty. So I pulled a few of the threads that I had, and this piece of Silk Weaver 36 count barley, and I'm going to get started on this. I don't have the shaker white, and I know I have Old Hickory. I just have it in where I just finished His Eyes on the Sparrow, so I'll pull the Old Hickory from it because I don't need it anymore. That's done. So I'll put that with this. Shaker white I don't have, but you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think shaker white is super variegated. If it is, let me know and I'll order it. But when I went to go get it, they were out on a 1, 2, 3 stitch anyway. So shaker white, worth the purchase or not worth the purchase? And if it's not, does anybody know of a white that is worth it? Like a hand-dyed white where I'll be able to tell that I'm not using DMC white? Let a chick know down below. So Diana, this is going to be what I work on for Christmas in July, and I'm so freaking excited. This is showing up this fabric a little bit lighter than it really is, but it's a pretty muted piece, but that's what I want. Don't worry though, it's dark enough for the snowflakes to show up. Okay, that's it guys. That is everything. I've shown you my finishes, I've shown you my purchases, I've shown you Buster, our excitement about that. The only thing left to say is that if you will be at the New Jersey retreat in less than a month, you're going to see me there. I'm going, Jim is not coming. I'm going to fly in on midday Thursday, leave Sunday, and my mom is coming with me. Jim was going to go, but she took his spot, so he couldn't get off from work. He's going to have to be on call, and it just wasn't going to happen. So Mom is so excited. She had her first cataract surgery last week. She's not going to get to have the second one until after we get back. So she was hoping to have them both done before we leave, but to space them out properly, and then she couldn't get on a plane right after it. So she was like, well, even if I can't stitch, I'm coming and I'm going to have a good time. So we'll see you there. Me and Mom. I know I keep saying that I'm done, I don't have anything else, but I also bought this recently. You guys all know that I really love my cast iron banks, and I love to collect those in odd little shapes. Well, I found something that's not a bank, but that I was just as attracted to. This is an old figural tea bell. How beautiful is she? Focus. I'm going to try not to ding her too loud and scare you. She's a bell. And she's beautiful and a little creepy. Focus on her, not me. Anyway, I love her. She has a beautiful patina. Apparently these were a thing, and I can see me collecting a number of different ladies, metal lady bells. So pretty. Buster agrees. Let's say goodbye, buddy. Come on, let's say goodbye. Tell everybody goodbye. Bye, guys. Hopefully it'll be less than a month before I see you again. I'm going to try to get a lot of stitching done, and you should see me before I take off to New Jersey. But if not, I'll see you there or after. Bye.